Hey guys, what is going on? Carter here. Got another knife video for you. This is on the Proelia TX10. I previously did a review on the TX20. This one is actually my favorite of the two. A little bit of a shame that a lot of the stuff I covered with this one still applies to this one, so maybe I should have done this one first. But anyways, here it is. A picture of the TX20, same stuff, paperwork, foam. You get most of the same things, except for this baggie. I didn't show this in the last video, and I don't seem to have it with the TX20. I don't know if I lost it or if it doesn't come with it, but we'll talk about that. So here is the nylon sheath case right here. Here is the replacement pocket clips. You get one to replace the right hand tip-up carry, and then one to put on for left hand tip-up carry with some screws. Really nice touch. Here is the tool right here. And actually, now that I look at it, is that a black coated tool? And then the other one comes with a silver tool? That is pretty interesting. That's a nice touch. So this is a black coated blade, and so it comes with black coated pocket clips and screws, of course, but it also came with a black coated tool, whereas the other one with the stonewash blade came with a satin tool. That's interesting. Wow. This one comes with a replacement pivot, both the male and female, and more additional body screws. So that is really cool. I love it when companies do that. If you break one of these, lose one of these, taking it apart, you don't have to write the company and have them send them to you. You've got replacement screws ready to go. That is really cool. I like that. So here it is. Here is the TX10. I opted for the all black, super tactical version. It has a tanto or tanto, however you want to say it, blade right there. Features the stone-washed black coating, which is really cool. Came out a number of years ago. Companies started doing this. Obviously, it was in the custom world. Before that, trickled into the production world. Now you have it here. I still think it looks really, really nice. I like that, the stonewash black coated blade. And this is not any Teflon crap. I don't know if this is PVD, but that's what it looks like. This is not a cheap coating. This is a high quality coating. You can tell it's bonded with the knife surface. So that's really nice. Very impressed with that. Black G10 handles featuring kind of the Reptilian pattern that was popular a number of years ago. Kind of a take on the classic Onzo pattern, adding to it with the grooves right there. Stainless steel, thick liners, skeletonized, black coated. Everything is black coated. That's one thing that I'm very impressed with this knife as well. They didn't skip the black coating on anything. This is a completely blacked out, murdered out knife, however you want to call it. Razor sharp tanto blade, as you can see right there. Nice thick stock. The tip is strong. It's not absurdly thick though. No pun intended, no jokes there. Really cool, a lot going on with the design. You've got a fuller right there. Thumb studs. This one features thumb studs, so it does have dual opening capabilities. I'll talk about that in a second. It has the proper tanto grind where it's a flat grind compound. Flat grind up front here, hollow ground right here. Pretty thick behind the edge, but not anything ridiculous. It is razor sharp right out of the box, just like the TX20. Very, very nice. Really like this thing. Ergonomics, just like the TX20, is spot on. This one is not quite on point with the TX20 in terms of the ergonomics. This one is slightly better. It just has a nicer curve on the back here. This one's a little bit straighter, a little bit thicker right there, but still really, really nice. But overall, just design-wise, I really gravitate towards this one over the 20. That's just personal preference. Like I mentioned, flipper opening, thumb stud opening, if I could actually flick it there. There we go. Ball bearing pivot system, no play, up, down, left or right, just like the other one. Detent in the closed position, once again, perfectly tuned, no slop at all. I have slipped off of this flipper tab a few times. This one doesn't have any jimping. The TX20 did have jimping, although I don't think that really makes a difference. It's not very functional jimping there. The D10 on this one is just a little bit harder. It has broken in a tad though as I've carried it and used it. So out of the box, it was a little rougher, but right now it's starting to break in really, really nice. Tip up, right hand carry, like I mentioned, you can swap that out. G10 backspacer, almost a fully enclosed construction there. Really good quality, everything lines up, you know, this is quite smooth, there's no jagged edges or anything like that. You have some jimping right here, not as hard cut as the 20. I will do a quick critique, and I wish this jimping didn't come all the way down here. For one, it's not really needed for gripping the knife or your thumb back here. Two, when you deploy, your finger slides down on this thing, and it does kind of make it a little bit raw. Of course, you'd only notice that when you're watching a movie and flipping this thing over and over again like I tend to do. If you're actually just using it to use it, you would never notice it because you're not opening it enough to matter. But I don't think the jimping needs to be all the way down here, and your finger does kind of slide on it, and it does kind of make it a little raw. But minor critique. Thick stop pin, just like the 20, nestled in those thick steel liners. Very cool. Overall dimensions, which I'll post down below in the actual specs of the knife, are pretty much the exact same as the 20. I mean, they're the same size knife. Thickness of handle is very similar as well. In fact, just about spot on. You have this nice Reptilian pattern, which adds some cool grip to it, gives it some nice style. I really like it. I remember when this was all the rage. This G10 pattern, man, in custom and pimp knives, this is what everybody wanted. It's so crazy to kind of see it again. I haven't seen it in a while, and it's very functional, and it looks cool. It's got that kind of sculptured look to it. It's very, very cool. I like it. Action, excellent, like I said. D2 steel, I don't know if I mentioned that, just like the 20. Overall, like I said, with my TX20 review, just a cool, tactical, strong, overbuilt knife that I think will serve anybody that wants to get it very, very well. Pretty good price point for what you're getting here, especially with the nice display box, the goodies, the replacement stop pins, and the screws, and the pocket clips, and all that. And really cool finish. So on both of these knives, if I had to make a recommendation, I would definitely get the blacked out stone washed blade. I think that's the coolest finish that they offer. I haven't checked out the satin, any of the satin blades, just the stone wash here. But the blacked out stone wash is really cool, and I like the black G10, I think, the most. I haven't had kind of like a tactical murdered out knife in a long time, so it was kind of cool to get this one and kind of play with it. I haven't gravitated towards that kind of thing in a while, so it's just really fun to get a knife like this. It reminds me a lot of the early zero tolerance knives, you know, before all the major collaborations, before the titanium frame lock craze, kind of their earlier stuff. That's what this reminds me of. I like that that sound too. Kind of has a really strong hollow thwack when it opens up. But it reminds me a lot of those, the steel linered knives that they kind of did, the really thick linered knives with the G10 backspacer. Reminds me of that a lot. Very cool. A lot of fun to play with, super smooth with that bearing system. And like I said, everything is top notch on this. So there's no surprises here in terms of, you're not going to get this thing and be like, oh man, it's a little sloppy. The action's kind of poor. It's all top notch in terms of the fit. So if it looks like a knife that you think would be cool, that you could use, that would serve your needs, then I'd recommend picking one up, because you're not going to get any disappointments when you pull it out of the box. If anything, you're just going to get surprises. But obviously, if this isn't your cup of tea in terms of style, the way it looks, the size, the weight, things like that, then obviously it's not really going to be for you. So the last one weighed in at 7 ounces exactly. the TX20. Let's see what this one is at. A little bit heavier, 7.2, tad bit heavier. So yeah, it's definitely not a light knife. Fills up your pocket, got quite a bit of width there, but really cool though. I like it. I like it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. This is the TX010 from Proelia. All the specs will be down below. Very cool knife. I'll catch you guys later. I'm out.